Look at the little clouds, what? Look at the night, there we go. The night behind us, you on your right, my on my left, there you go. How you doing, man? Doing well, doing well. Look, we're looking a little I'm looking a little professional today, got my professional fit on. I heard there was a big episode of Nothing Agreed, so I had to dress up. Get rid of bye weeks, and I loved the 5-game 425 slate. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Welcome to the greatest podcast on earth. Nothing agreed. We have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up.
Oi, 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 oi. Welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Back with the boys. Trying to do yo, yo, yo backwards. Today, Baron, we are wrapping up week numero quinceañera, 15. Week 15. We are wrapping up. And this is, of course, what I love to say this when the playoffs, the wins and losses are much more important to those teams down the road. Baron, your team's still division leaders. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Big win on Sunday. Was it was the $1 worth it? We for those no mean to cut you up, but for those who don't know, our last episode, we talked about betting the spread for the Eagles game. Of course, Baron, that was also your dog of the day. I took the Eagles to cover easily. They covered easily. We decided on money mount after off the air, $1. $1 went in the way of my account. So, yeah, that one will be going to the landlord. Yeah, defense got the shutout. A shutout is always very big in the NFL. So, that's a really good bonus you can take. Grain of salt. Grain of salt, yeah. Yeah. So, very, precarious situation for me is I have a $53 bet on the Eagles to get 12 wins this season. Um, so they need to win out. They need to win out, and that is probably not gonna happen. But, Baron, I will be joining you in the Kelly green and the green for the next 3 weeks. The Kelly green and the normal green for the next 3 weeks. So we can both consider ourselves Eagles fans for the rest of the season. Once it gets to the postseason, however, that's gonna go away from me. But the next 3 weeks, I will root for your Eagles. Yeah, I was about to say that. It was a quick one. Yeah, there you go, baby. We're on we're on the same train here. The post-game presser as well. Burrow, don't pull an interlock. Please just ask for a trade. Just get out of there. Do anything you can, please. The Bengals franchise just needs to give up. Please get out of there. Hey, guess what? Joe Shiesty, that is perfect for Atlanta. The Shiesty in Atlanta? Come on now. Come on now. Whoa, whoa. Uh, What? You think Atlanta's I would say the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets. Yeah, exactly. Calm down. We've had Matt Ryan, we've had Michael Vick. Come on now. No, 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 no. What do you mean new ownership? With us? For Michael Vick, yes, for Matt Ryan, no. It's been since 2007. So, yeah, Blank's been there for a while. But yeah, we can move forward. The Bears? Yeah, kinda surprising. No, did not. But a win's a win, so yes. Oh, yeah. I love to give you flack, as you know I do. We give each other flack on this show, on this, podcast, but I'll have to give you your flowers still. I mean, 21 nothing. It's a good read. It's just the wrong result. It was both good looks. I mean, that's what you expect from a game like this as well. But when they went down 21 nothing, was I concerned? Yes. Did I count them out? No. I mean, it's still possible for them to come back, and I mean, yeah, obviously, but yeah, agreed, and a Super Bowl run. Now that Patrick Mahomes we'll get into that, but now that the Chiefs are officially out, right? We'll get into that game, and the AFC being dominated by the Patriots, who I still think you're a better team than, especially when it gets in the postseason where experience matters. And then you get to a team like the Broncos, and I still think the Broncos would put up a fairly great fight, if not probably be favorites in that game, but I would not count out Josh Allen in the playoffs against the Broncos as well. So I think these are two teams that against Josh Allen, I still give Josh some lot of leeway there. Well, AFC North, AFC North. You know, honestly. Mhm, well. Oh, yeah, I'll totally, get my piece, and I disagree with you. I think if I honestly, I think if they play in Pittsburgh, in Jacksonville, I think that would be great for them. I would be very concerned if they played actually against the second place teams in those divisions. I would be concerned if they played in Baltimore, and I'd be concerned if they played in Houston. I would be very concerned if they played in Houston. Houston right now is not, of course, they're scheduled to face the second seed Patriots. And if I'm being honest with you, I would sprinkle money on Houston in that game. I would. I think it's the hottest team in the NFL, in my opinion, if not one of the hottest. Broncos, Patriots are still there, even though they lost that game. They're still again, what is that? 11-1, 10-1 in the last. Yeah, 10-1 in the last 11 games. So still very hot, right? But that defense, there's two things that the Texans have that prove that they are a good team: strength of schedule and defense. They've played the hardest strength of schedule out of any team in the current playoff picture, and the one of two teams that have played above 500 strength of schedule in the playoffs. The other one being the Steelers. Also, that again, the defense. I mean, it's the best in the nation. Best anywhere you go right now. And if they can continue that in the playoffs, I would be more concerned if the Bills played them again because it was a rough game in Houston on Sunday Night Football last time. Or if they played a team like the Ravens, where somebody like remember when Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and company put up 40 points and still lost? And that Ravens defense is looking a little bit better than they did in week 2. Let's be honest. Correct, but that defense is looking better, and if there's one thing I think can change, I think the offense can change around rather than that defense. So, I'm still concerned about those 2. Yeah. I don't know, some of these balls the Ravens have dropped have been pretty bad as well, so no. Mhm. See, yes. Just to give a counterpoint real quick, I see your point, but if I wanna stretch this streak all the way back to week, I think 5 it was, when they spanked the Ravens 44-10, and the Ravens were not good at this point, but this is when it starts. They spanked the Ravens in M&T by 34, and then they lose in a one-possession game against the Seahawks. Then they beat the Niners by 11. They lose in a game-winning field goal from the Broncos, and then that's when the win streak starts. They beat the Jags, they beat the Titans, whatever. But was CJ Stroud out for the Jags game as well, or was that just the Titans game? I think he was out for the Jags game, Titans game. They beat the Bills, they beat the Colts on the road, they beat the Chiefs on the road, just spanked the Cardinals. They got the Raiders next week. I think that's a free win. They play the Chargers on the road, which is a tough one. I think the Colts at home is another win. I'm not counting this Texans team out. And I think that Chargers game is a very big test for the playoffs. Ooh. I never said CJ Stroud was this great quarterback. I just said this defense and this strength they win games, right? And that's what's so hard about, like, the Broncos, for example. They're an amazing football team, but they play really close games, but they win them, right? They just win the close ones, and it's hard to pick against a team, even with Bo Nix at quarterback. Great week this week, we'll get into that, but you don't say, "Oh, Bo Nix, oh, that guy's gonna lead me through the playoffs," you know what I'm saying? But this team just wins games. So, remember also yeah, again I'll try to make it quick. Houston started 0-3. Remember that? They got a pickup game against the Titans where they won 26-0. Their 3 losses in the first 3 weeks. Remember, we talked about starts. Let's give context a little bit though. The Rams on the road by 5. Tough loss. Bucks at 1 at home. Remember, Bucks started off really hot. That was before all the injuries. And then we're talking about the Jags by 4 on the road. Those are 3, especially at the start of the year when you weren't as good, not bad losses to have in your schedule right now. And then your 2 losses after that, a 10-3 Seahawks team, 11-3 Seahawks team, and what was your other loss here? Um, 10-3 Seahawks and the Broncos by game-winning field goal, which is the best team in the AFC, best team in the league right now, probably. So not bad losses, right? The only concern then is how would you match up against those teams now? Because those are playoff teams and not bad teams. But that means you're giving bad or playoff teams a shot at each other. So that's my point. I am a man of my word. So I will stick to my word, which is I had the Texans winning the division. I'll stick to it. Um, and honestly, it can happen. The Jags go play Denver next week. That's a tough game. That's a real tough game. They can lose that. I don't know if they lose that, who jumps who. Um, but yeah, that's what I have. So I'm gonna stick to it. They're 10 and 4. They're 10 and 4. So, just to find this out, let's say the Broncos win, they drop the Jags, and the Texans would jump the Jags next week if they win and the Jags lose, right? So then all it means they have to beat the Raiders, they have to lose to the Broncos. Projection wise, that will happen. That just will happen. Broncos are also, if I'm not mistaken, they're the home team as well. So in Mile High, tough game. They just need to beat the Chargers. That's their biggest halt right there. They need to beat the Chargers. They beat the Chargers, then in my opinion they get in because I think they finish off with a really bad team like the Titans or something. So, oh, the Colts are not a bad team, but yes, stood still win. So it's still out there, and I'm gonna stick to my prediction, and quite frankly, might put a little bread on it. Yeah, decade, basically. It's okay. I know how you feel about the Chiefs missing the playoffs. Elated. You're probably absolutely elated. Um, personally, personally, I was gonna say the same thing. I kind of care a little bit. It's always fun to see Mahomes work in the playoffs. Not fun to see the flopping. Biggest thing for me out of all this, they missed the playoffs. Just again, it sucks to see a player like of his caliber go down with a torn ACL, knowing that we'll probably not see him at the start of the year. Um, so yeah, 9 months, I would say. I think we'll probably see him in week 3 or 4. Remember, you're still talking about Mahomes here, so you're gonna play as cautiously as possible. So, yeah, and they'll probably get a hard schedule because it's the Chiefs, so they wanna give 'em a lot of primetime games, a lot of nationally televised games. It'll be hard. Dolphins? I was gonna say that. If the Falcons finish as a 3, the Falcons will probably finish as the 3 seed in the NFC West. Um, we'll see what happens with the Saints, but if we do, I don't like it, to be honest. I really don't like it. Well, they're gonna get someone good. They're gonna get someone good next to Mahomes, so I wonder how many teams have had the opportunity to do that though, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many teams have played the Eagles and the Chiefs back to back? Yep. Oh, I was saying more on the kind of like that sounds like it could be 2 teams have done it and 2 teams that had the opportunity to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to play the Eagles and the Chiefs back to back or the Chiefs and Eagles back to back, and you have to win both games. How many teams have actually had the Chiefs and Eagles back to back? So, it could be 2 for 2, it could be 100% this year. Yeah, probably not much. Probably not often. I'm not. My hands are free. I'm left hand free all J. So, yeah, this one's being looked up. Yeah. Great defensive win. Still a little concerned about the offense. Hey, next time throw to Lad McConkey, please. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's what I wanna bring up. Here's what I wanna bring up. Yes. Here's what I wanna bring up. I think there's an argument to be made that the Cardinals are in the worst position of any team in the league. I genuinely think there is. Sure, I'll present it. So, first of all, Trey McBride, his age is, I think, starting to get oh, he's 26, so he's in his prime. So he's getting in his prime, right? Who's your quarterback? Exactly. How's your defense? Not great at all. Not good at all. Who's your running back? Go on. No, give me it. Give me it. What, Will Johnson? He's been injured up and down this year. I mean, it's a piece, but then again, just you look at this team, right? Remember this team started 2-0 this year. Remember they beat the Saints and the Panthers. Their one wins the Cowboys. Jesus Christ. Exactly. I was about to say, hold what'd you just say? The running backs, they're they give up 28 points per game, okay? They give up 126 rushing yards per game. Now, fair enough, they give up about 240 yards in the pass game, but they give up 363 yards per game. That's not great, okay? This team is how good's Marvin Harrison, right? We can't exactly. You can't really be like you can't confidently say, "Oh, this is the guy." Michael Wilson's starting to turn a little bit better, but now I get to say Kyler Murray, who wants that contract? No one does. No one wants that contract in the league. really bad, and you know that's not the guy. And this is year 3 of a rebuild, and you're 3-11. Year 3 of the rebuild, you're 3-11. You're worse than when the rebuild started. Like, when you were in your bad, you were worse now. So, just not a good Arizona Cardinals team. It's not. It might be the worst situation this year. I mean, I can give you the 4. The Browns, I think you have a really good rookie class in the Browns, right? So I think you're good. I think if you're the Jets, you hope to find a quarterback this draft. You'll have a high pick. You also have Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. And I think you have a head coach in Aaron Glenn, who I'm not going to count out just yet, but I think can change culture. I think can make the culture better in New York. You go to a team like I think still in the bottom 4 of franchises that you could have situationally, the Atlanta Falcons. I still think the Atlanta Falcons are a very bad team to have right now to root for, but I still think they have Michael Penix has a shot. You have Drake London, you have Bijan, you have a defense that has James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker. Yeah, the corners maybe need a little help with AJ Terrell being your best guy, and he's not having the best year, but whatever. There's one other team the Tennessee Titans, right? You have Cam Ward. You know you have your franchise guy, in my opinion. You just kind of need a tool around him. The Jet or the Cardinals, your franchise guy is a tight end, right? And having a franchise guy like that is not better than a quarterback. And you have a trashy I don't think so. Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, who's your running back. Once again, you're not in cap hell because you're not paying Gino a crazy amount of money. You're not paying a backup crazy amount of money, right? And I think your defense, you should get rid of Max Crosby, but you have players around Max Crosby, but I think the Raiders are probably 2. I would say the Raiders are probably the second worst. I think the Cardinals are the worst. Yeah. They're they're also in the worst. Uh, I mean, this is a bad argument as well. I don't think it's a bad argument because the AFC West is still great, but they are in the worst division right now, the Cardinals too. So it's tough. I mean, it's tough. What the AFC West? I think you can argue with the same thing. But okay, right now, I think that would you say the AFC West or NFC West is better? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think over the next 5 years, I think 5 years from now, I could see the AFC West being harder, right? I think, yeah, yeah, because I think the Rams window will be closed. I think the Niners window will be closed. I think the Seahawks window will start closing. So there's a surge there, but remember, I'm starting this with year 3 in the rebuild, right? Year 3, yeah. And offensive line can change your entire team, right? I think again, I still think we both can agree. I think Genty, you can see it, right? You can see it when he gets there, but when he gets there, it's so rare, right? It's so rare. So I don't want to. Again, this is not the comparison. I'm not saying this is a one-to-one exact comparison, but it's like Saquon Barkley on the Giants when he had a really trashy offensive line, and you're like, it's Saquon. You know he can do it, right? And then he went to the Eagles, and then he had the big year, right? Because he had a really good offensive line behind him, right? It's just when you know you can get a good offensive line, it can happen, right? I just think that's it. I'll let you make the last point because we probably move on in a second, but make this point. Yeah, how we expected. Honestly, not how we expected to go because we both had them covering the spread, but yeah, I'm rooting for them. Yeah, I'm smiling. I'm not gonna disagree, but I'm not gonna agree with you. I'm gonna abstain. I'm just gonna say this: Seahawks defense is a tough place to go. And I say this with all biasness, every single piece of biasness in my heart. Throwing a guy like Max Brosmer out there as your first game in the NFL against the Seahawks defense at Lumen Field, kind of tough, right? It's just when you go back in these first game simulations and you're playing a can I say top 3 defense in the league? I'm gonna say top 5. A top 5 defense in the league. Yeah, it's not great, especially in that road environment. Just, yeah. And now they're playing, I think, the Niners next week, and Philip Rivers is already slated to start that week. Hey, remember, you said Philip Rivers is gonna start. Come on now. Of course he's gonna start. Um, oh my wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We both agree that Riley Leonard should be starting. We both agree there, but I'm just letting you know. The Jonathan Taylor was a great ball. I was like, holy crap. I've said yes, that's how Philip Rivers throws the football. He throws it like he has, like, paralysis in his elbow. It's a little lofter. Whoa. You can tell me what I'm seeing, right? I mean, that ball is a sitting duck. You know how, like, you throw the route, like, before the guy breaks, so when he breaks and he turns around, the ball's, like, right there? By the time he snaps the football, it's already coming out because it's 4 seconds in the air. Wait, yeah, he has bricks in his feet. He's 45 years old with a beer belly. But you can see what I'm telling you, like, when he throws that football, it looks like it hurts, and it goes 10 yards, and it goes 5 seconds in the air. I mean, yeah, there's they were in position. Thank you. I was gonna say the same thing. If there's one point in the game to put in Riley Leonard, it was that one. Well, not even that, right? Not even that. But here's my little tangent. Groupie just hit a 62-yard field goal, okay? I think they trot onto the field, like, maybe 20, 15 seconds left. So you need to hit one on the sticks for about 15 yards. Get a guy who can throw it 15 yards. True. There's only there's only 2 guys I would let play at Philip Rivers' age right now, and that's I would still let Aaron Rodgers play because it's Aaron Rodgers. I would still let Aaron Rodgers play. I'm not saying he's good at all, and Brady. I mean, that's it, right? Like, I wouldn't let Matt Ryan back out there. Drew Brees would get hit and he'd get killed. Like, great episode. Jeez, this could be a 10-minute one too. Um, First of all, I know he's from the Big Easy, but prayers up for Micah Parsons, torn ACL. It's never again one of those players that's generational. You never want to see go down. Sucks. You never see anyone want to go down, but really sucks. Um, it's so hard. Pause. Just rooting for not rooting, but just seeing the Broncos. It's just so weird. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. Good job. Jaguars. Jaguars at home. Broncos play them. Who wins that game? Mile high. Ja- Broncos. Oh, Broncos at Kansas City. Broncos at Mile High against the Chargers. So you have the Broncos finishing 15-2 this season. Think about that coming to the year. 15-2. And I still call for their win against the Colts. I will still protest that. They should have beat the Colts week 2. And they lost to the Chargers by 3 game-winning field goal as well. Think about that. I mean, that's crazy. They just win games. And I'll say Bo Nix, baby. Big Bobo. Big game from Bo. What team was that, Baron? Yeah, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. I'm not saying it's way out of the way, but the Texans are the best defense in the league. Yeah, that's not true. They did. They lost. They were the 7 seed and they played the Bills. And remember, they had that huge touchdown. The first drive of the game was like a 60-yard touchdown pass, deep to field to Troy Franklin. Bills were down 7-0, and they came back and won 34-7 or 34-10 or something like that. Yeah, Bills were the 2 seed. I remember exactly where it was. So I remember them being in the playoffs. I wonder, I wonder if they sniped the score on that. But let's go to the next game. Let's go to the next game. We do. No, 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 no. The scoreboard is suggesting a close game. Wasn't it 34-10 at one point? It was th- it was 31-10 at the end of it was a one score game like at the end of the game. It's not even one score. The game ended 13. They lost by 13. Well, there you go. It's near the bottom of the fourth quarter. And no, it was a 10-point game. Yeah, I'm not tripping. It was a one it was a one score game in the second quarter. 31-10, 17-31. Yeah, let's just move on. Let's move on. Yeah. I love the NFC South. I love the NFC South. The NFC South is the division of true footballers. This is the best division of football. Oh, oh, oh. Offense versus offense. Lions, I have to say it, they're out of the playoffs for me. That's officially it. Yeah. They play 2 games on the road, I think it's the Vikings, and they play another divisional game, I think it's the Pa no, against the Bears. They have the Steelers at home. They have the Steelers at home. But again go ahead. And remember, they're the 8 seed, but the Packers have 4 losses. Remember that. Packers have 4 losses. That's the 7 seed. So they need a team to drop twice. Also, just they need to not drop once. So exactly. So they need a team to drop 2 or 3 games in a row. I think it's wrapped up. I think it's that defense, yeah. With the Rams, are the Rams your Super Bowl favorites? Personally, no either, but I can see why. I don't wanna say mine, but I was thinking the Bills. I was thinking the personally, Per per I was gonna say personally, I think my bold prediction, I can see it that I of course, I'm gonna ride my Texans. I can see the Chargers making the AFC Championship. I think it is. I think the Chargers can make the AFC Championship. I wanna see what the brackets look like, but if they're gonna yeah. Alright, let's keep burning. You wanna hear a bold prediction? You wanna hear that was my bold prediction. Yeah. How about 9, baby? How about 9? Yeah, but 9, come on now. Still, good for him. I know, when I needed him the most in my fantasy playoffs, he fucking kept trying to exceed him. Nope. Let's wrap up this Monday Night Football. Yes. I wanna take the Dolphins. I need Devon Achane to have 33 points or more for me to move on in the league. So, how about this? Ready? How about this? Ready? 52-51. Alright? Devon Achane, 6 touchdowns. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Dolphins, I need Devon Achane to have a night because of Kenneth Walker putting up 2 points. So, this win was promised to Tua 3,000 years ago. Yeah, just another episode of Nothing Agreed. Thank y'all so much for listening. And who do y'all have in the playoffs? And peace.